Hello. Today we're going to go through your mid-unit assessment review, just give you a few pointers on what's expected of you when you write your written response for the letter from Birmingham jail. So let's get started. For the mid-unit assessment review, you'll be focusing on paragraphs 1 through 21. What you will do, you are going to write a well-developed response in which you determine a purpose in letter from Birmingham jail and analyze how King uses rhetoric and specific word choices to advance his purpose. So here, what do you have to do first? You need to determine a purpose. What is King's purpose in writing the letter from Birmingham jail? And there are several which we will discuss later. And then you need to analyze how King uses rhetoric and specific word choices to advance his purpose. So what specific words and phrases and the tone in which he uses these words and phrases advance his purpose. So your guidelines, be sure to closely read the prompt, which I have in blue. Address all elements of the prompt in your response. Paraphrase, quote, and reference relevant evidence to support your claim. So I always speak of this, that you always need to have and cite evidence. So if your quote comes from paragraph 5, make sure that you include paragraph 5 after your quote. Organize your ideas in a cohesive and coherent manner. So if you need to handwrite your response out first before typing, which I know some of you do, feel free to do so that as you type it, it will be more organized so that it's easier and more coherent for me to read and score. Maintain a formal style of writing. Try to stay away from the use of slang. When you're following the conventions of standard English, try to stay away from sending text message type responses. Sometimes that happens. Just look over your document thoroughly before you turn it in. And please note that your response will be checked for originality. So that means I will know if you went somewhere else to find an answer for your response. So we do not plagiarize in this class if you're new with me. So I'm looking for your own original work, and it does not have to be perfect, okay? I just want to see what you know so I can assess what you know and see what I may need to go over with you for future lessons. Okay, so I'm getting into your written response. So step 1, you have to identify King's purposes. So here I'm going to provide you with 4 purposes, but you are more than welcome to come up with your own purpose. So our first one, his purpose is to counter the clergyman's claims. Our second, to explain why nonviolent direct action is necessary. A third purpose, to criticize the white moderates' lack of action and paternalistic attitude toward African Americans. A fourth purpose, to criticize the white church and the clergyman's lack of action or outright opposition to the civil rights movement. So here, for your response, you're only selecting one purpose. Your response should not discuss multiple purposes. Select one, be one of these 4, or you can come up with your own purpose as long as you provide evidence from the text to support your response. Our next is developing your response. So refer back to the assignment that was posted on Tuesday. If you did not do that, I will, at the end of this, go to that so I can explain to you what you can do and how it can help you in developing your response. Find evidence from the text that supports the purpose you selected. Think about how the words he uses to advance his purpose and tone it creates. Is the tone confrontational, friendly, harsh? Why do you think he uses these words to create this tone? And does he repeat any words or phrases? Why do you think he does that? And for some of these, you can look back at some of our previous Zoom lessons and look back at some of our discussions that we've had about tone and words and phrases, that he used to send his message. Here is a video that goes over the letter from Birmingham jail. So if you started the class late, you haven't gotten through all of the readings, this is a good video to watch. If you just need a refresher, maybe something to help gather some of your thoughts, but you're not relying on this video for your response, this is a great video to watch. It gives you a lot of details and background about some of the purposes that I mentioned earlier in this video. So next, I want to show you the assignment that I would like for you to have completed before you begin writing your response. So what you will do, you will go into your Google Classroom. And we are going to go to Tuesday, April 28th, because that's when the assignment was posted. It's this first assignment here, letter from Birmingham Jail, assessment review. See, nobody has completed it yet, so it's a great opportunity for you to go ahead and start that before you do your assessment. So I have here paragraphs 1 through 21. And your directions say to help prepare for Thursday's assessment, reread the text below. Highlight the claims that King makes in yellow. So what are his claims? What are his purposes that for the reason that he's writing this letter? So you're going to highlight those in yellow. And to highlight something, you take your cursor, you go over it, you go up to this little highlighting tool here, you click highlight and the color yellow. That's how you highlight. All right. And then any evidence that supports that claim, you highlight in green. So this will help you have a better idea of where these claims or where his purposes are and where the evidence is that supports that purpose, so that you're not going through the entire text trying to read it over and find something to put in your response. Also, what you can do to help you with your response, you can add a comment. So say you want to comment on maybe this paragraph. You will highlight it and click the little add box right here. And then you can write your thinking here. Whatever you need to do to help develop your response. And then you'll hit comment and it will post here and it will be there for you when you look back and forth at your response and this text as you are writing your written assessment. So again, I expect this to be done prior to you starting your assessment. I will post the review slides in Google Classroom along with the video that I did not show. It's about 10 minutes long. You have until Monday, May 4th at 11:59 p.m. to complete your assessment. Okay, so many of you are behind because you have not done the first step. So you have until Monday, 11:59 p.m. to complete your assessment so that we can move on to the second half of our unit. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me either by the Remind app if you're with Remind. If not, you can log into Google Classroom and figure out how to get connected there. You can email me, or you can also leave a message in Google Classroom and I will respond to those. So until then, go ahead, look over the review, begin this task first, and then begin working on your assessment. Again, it is due Monday, May 4th at 11:59 p.m. And again, do not hesitate to contact me. You all have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you next week.